Hey, what's up? Today we are going to go over a 2023 Genesis GV60, and this is a Performance here in front of me. And I'm going to be going over pretty much everything that I do during a delivery. So it's not going to be every single little detail, but pretty much everything needed to get you on the road and to learn the essentials of this car. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with just your key fob here. So looking at the key fob, you've got lock, unlock. This will open your lift gate there. You've got a panic button there at the bottom. This is your remote start button right here. And then you've got remote parking assist buttons right here. So I'm going to show you how that works. If you want to auto start your car, remote start it, this works up to a distance of 32 feet, by the way. So you always push lock first, and then you flip this over, hold this down, and then the car just auto started. Next thing you want to do is if you want to make your car roll forward or backward, you just hold down this button. It's got the forward button pushed right now. I just took my finger off to make it stop. Or you could do backwards, but all the sensors will be active on the car, so it will just slam on the brakes. Like if a person or another car gets in the way, it will stop for you. And then I'm going to go ahead and just push this button again to turn that off for now. Okay, walking up to the car. If enough time has passed, you'd never even have to touch the door handle. It'll sense the key, and the door handle will just pop out for you. But if that hasn't happened, you can just come up and you can just push that button right there. That's the same way to lock it too. You can get out, just push that those lines on the side of the door handle, and that'll lock the car. Coming around here. Lift gate opens right here. You just pull right there to open it up. And then coming over here, here's your charger port. You push that, opens up. So let me get better light for you. So if you're doing a level 1 or 2 charger, then you just plug into this top one here. But if you can find a level 3 charger, what you do is you pull this bottom part out, and then you'll just plug the whole thing in there. So it's a much bigger plug. So make sure that you pull that out for a level 3. But level 1 and 2, you'll just use that top part. Level 2 is just the one that you have installed at your house, or most of the public ones are level 2 as well. So you can push this button to go ahead and close it up. We're going to head back over to the front. Yep. Over here, you've got all your window controls. This is child door locks and windows right here. To adjust your mirrors, you twist this left or right, and then use the arrows. You can fold in your side mirrors by pushing that little button right there too, if you want. Down here with your seat controls, this one will give you more leg support up front. The kind of little lazy boy effect there. Forward and backward, up and down here. Sorry. This one will tilt the back of the seat. This is your massage seat there. And then what this one will do, this is kind of like a one-touch relaxation button. If you're just sitting there at the charger waiting for your car to charge or whatever, you can just push this button. You'll hold it down for like a second, and then it's going to prompt you like, hey, make sure nobody's behind the seat, and then push it again, and the whole seat will just fold back, go into relaxation mode for you. And then you've got a 4-way lumbar support here, up and down, forward and backward. And then this little lever right here is for your bolsters. So these are your bolsters, the side of the seat. So by pulling that little lever up, these will come in and they'll squeeze you. It'll get a little bit tighter for you. These controls over here, this is your parking brake. You just pull that to turn it on. The car is smart enough where if you park on a steep enough slope, it'll just turn on for you automatically. And then when you put the car in drive or reverse, it'll turn off for you. So does most of the work for you anyway. You've got illumination brightness right here for your cluster in the screen. This would turn off traction control, and then you can open your lift gate just by holding that button down. You got your lights right here. You can set that to auto. That's what I do most of the time, and then adjust your wheel right here. Okay, we are inside the car now. So I'm gonna go ahead and just turn this on. You'll see your little orb flip over. That's how you know your car is turned on. Okay, so the first thing I always want to do is make sure you get your profile all set up. The best way to do that is you want to get to this screen right here. You're going to look for this little icon. If I push this home button right here, you might be seeing this. So what I always like to do is just kind of turn the dial one to the right, and it'll come here. Okay, push this little icon right there. If this says guest, make sure you switch to change user, and you're going to go into driver 1. If you've got a connected services account all set up, then that should populate your name going off of that. But if you do want to change your name, you can just hit right here and then hit rename and fix it. The next thing you want to do is you're going to put in a password. So go ahead and hit password, and then you hit set password. And then you're going to put in a 4-digit PIN. It's going to ask you to do that twice, so put that in. We're going to just go back. After you set your 4-digit PIN in there, you're going to go to fingerprint identification. So you need to have both keys in the car for this to work. So I'm not going to do the full thing, but I'm just going to explain how it works. Yeah, have both keys in the car. Then you're going to go fingerprint identification. You're going to hit set password. You're going to put in that 4-digit password that we just put in, and then after you do that, you're going to consent to put in your fingerprint, and then this is your fingerprint reader right here. So it's going to be like setting up a new phone. It's going to ask you to just put your finger on and off until you get to 100%. You're going to move your finger around on the reader. The next thing you want to do that's kind of fun is you can set your facial recognition. So you'd go facial recognition, you'd put in your password, and then after you put that in, it's going to have you get out of the car, and you're going to look. The camera is built into this pillar, so you'll get out of the car, you'll look there. It seriously only takes like 2 to 3 seconds. It recognizes your face really quick, and then yeah, you'll hear a voice say, facial recognition set. You'll the way that you'll use facial recognition for this car is if you don't have a key, you can go up to the outside of the car. Remember how we push the lines on the door handle to unlock it and to lock it? You would now push those lines, and then you'll see a green light turn on the camera to start recognizing your face, and then the door will unlock for you. And then once you get in, then you can just use your fingerprint to get authorization to drive the car. So a lot of cool things there. So once you get your profile all squared away, oh wait, one more important one that I want to tell you about is, I'm going to go back in there, is this profile lock thing right here. So it's going to really annoy you. Like if you get all this stuff all set up, the car is going to require you to use either your fingerprint or that passcode to unlock your screen here every single time you start the car. And nobody likes that, or pretty much everybody doesn't like it. So go into profile lock and make sure you have do not use selected. So that'll be an important one for you if you don't want your car to require your credentials every time you start it. Okay. What I always have customers do next after you get your profile set up is to get your seat adjusted how you want it. So you're going to kind of move your seat around, find out how you like it, and then the next thing you want to do is adjust your side mirrors. So you'll come over here, you'll twist this left or right, use your arrows, get those how you want it, and then get your wheel adjusted. Remember, you've got this right here to adjust your wheel. And then another important thing too is your head-up display is actually linked to your memory profile as well. So you're going to, if you do want to adjust your head-up display, what you can do is you can press setup, and then you're going to go vehicle, you're going to go head up display, you can go display adjustment control, and then right here you can rotate it, you can move it up and down, you can make it brighter or dimmer. So once you do all that, you get it all squared away, you're going to go over to your memory buttons that are over here, and you're going to just hold down the 1 button. So you would just hold that down, and that will save it into the 1. And then if there's a second driver, then they would do all the same stuff and then hold it the number 2. So right now you're asking, okay, well, is that driver profile 1 and 2? And the answer is no. So this car has actually 3 different driver profiles with 2 memory settings per profile. So there's a total of 6 different memory settings that you could do. But I'm telling you, the easiest thing to do is just to live with 1 driver profile and then do memory 1 and 2 for 2 different drivers. That way you can just get in, you can push the 1 or 2 button, and it will adjust how they want it. Instead of getting in the car, squishing yourself in, if a spouse is a lot smaller than you, then you'd have to get in and start the car, and then go through the process of switching over driver profiles. So the easiest thing to do is just have 1 driver profile with 2 different memory settings. Okay, next what we're going to do is let's go ahead and connect our phone to the Bluetooth. So what you're going to do on your phone is you're just going to go into the settings in your phone, and then you're going to hit Bluetooth on your phone, and then on the car you're going to press setup and then device connections, and then you would just hit add, and then once you hit add right here, then you'll see it pop up as GV60 on your phone. And then once you see that, you'll just tap GV60, and then you'll press pair, and then allow. Allow means all your contacts will be downloaded into the car. So again, that was settings on your phone, Bluetooth, and then go into the car, you go setup, device connections, and then add. And it looks like a bunch of people have added their phone to this car, but you can delete these, by the way, too. So you can either hit delete there, or you can hit that menu button and delete devices right there. So yeah, that's how you get that all connected. We're gonna go over to, we're just gonna start with the steering wheel here. You know what, let's start with the right side of the wheel, since this is audio stuff. So this is how you answer phone calls and to hang up. So if somebody calls, it's going to pop up on the screen there, and you answer the call with that button, hang up as well. But now let's say you actually want to make a phone call, then you press this button. So you just do a quick push on it, don't hold it down, just do a quick push and say call whoever. However they're listed in your phone, that is what you will say. Now this star right here, there's actually a few of them scattered around the car. There's a dot and then 2 stars, one here and then one right there. But these are customizable shortcuts to something of your choice. So you could push it, and then you can program it to be one of these options. So the one that I always recommend that makes the most sense to me is just rejecting a call. So if somebody calls and you don't want to answer it, you want to send it right to voicemail, you could program that star to do that. The next one down is a decent option too, the change hands-free calling device. So if there's like a married couple or 2 people that have their phones connected to this car, the car is only going to receive and be connected to one person's phone at a time for calling. So you do actually have to change that, so you can program that star to change the hands-free calling device so it would go from one person to the other. If the star has already been programmed to something already, all you have to do is hold it down for a few seconds, and then it'll bring up this menu so you can pick something else. So you've got that, and then this is a volume up and down right here. So volume up and down. Another cool thing too is you can click it in for a mute. So you just go ahead and click it, that mutes it. So now I'm going to push radio right here. So I pushed radio. This brings up a radio screen here. You can either, to tune the radio station, you can either roll this tuner wheel right there, or you can hit these little seek arrows right there. And then once you do that, you can hit the star here to save it as a preset. So you'll notice there's all these presets going along the bottom of the car, or the bottom of the screen. Those have already been programmed in there. So we're going to come back to the steering wheel here. This little optical mouse right here is what scrolls through your presets. So you just do like a little swipe over, and you'll see the radio station going through those presets as I just swipe like that. Now, the other important thing to know is if you are listening to music from your phone, like digital audio, you know, Pandora, Spotify, whatever, then doing that motion will take you to the next song. And if you want to know, the shortcut to listening to music from your phone is just pushing media right there. So radio is radio, media will be Bluetooth audio. The other cool thing you can do is you can push media a couple times, and then you've got, you know, it'll bring up a display here of kind of a shortcut of all the different media options. Sounds of nature I won't go into, but it's kind of cool. Cool little ambient music option. Gives you some peaceful meditation things. So check that out when you have some time. Okay. And then the last one on the right side of the wheel, this is basically your mode button. This is what will cycle through all of your audio sources. So it'll go, what you do to program it, press and hold, and then you'll see this come up. You just go ahead and touch everything that you want to be included in that cycle. So everything you touch, that you select by pushing this button here, it's going to cycle through. So Bluetooth audio, phone projection means Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Then you've got FM, AM, satellite radio, things like that. Okay, left side of the wheel here. This turns on cruise control right there. When you turn on cruise, make sure you don't hold it down. You just do a quick push, and then you bump your speed up and down with this one here. You can also pause cruise control by clicking that in, and resume cruise control with just by clicking that in. It's the same thing if you hit your brakes for whatever reason. Instead of going back up to that speed or whatever, and all you have to do is just give that a little click, and that will resume the speed that you've got programmed in. This is your adaptive cruise that will set the distance between you and the car in front of you. So it has 4 preset distances that you can pick from. You'll know where you're at in that process, because when you're in cruise control, a little car will come up here in the cluster, and it'll have little dots in front of it, and those dots will go away as you're pushing that button, meaning that you're getting closer and closer to the car in front of you, and then it will bump back up to the max distance if you keep pushing it. This button right here is your lane assist button, so it does 2 different things: lane follow assist and lane keep assist. So if I go ahead and just do a single push on it, you'll see that little steering wheel that popped up right here. That steering wheel means that you just turned on lane follow assist, and that is the feature that steers for you and keeps you centered in your lane while you drive. That steering wheel will turn green when you know it's active and it's doing its thing. Something important to know is you have to have your hand on the wheel gently, or the car will kind of yell at you. And the other important thing to know is that comes on automatically with cruise control. So it's part of the highway driving assist package. So if you're on the freeway and you turn on cruise, that will come on with it. But you have the freedom to just do a quick push, and you'll turn it off. But if you press and hold it, you'll see this little icon that popped up. It's like a little car between the lines. That is the more reactive setting. It's lane keep assist, and that's where the car is going to yank you back into the lane if you drift over one of the lines. So anybody that's any kind of aggressive driver is not going to like that. So I'm going to go ahead and press and hold this, and that will turn it off. Okay, awesome. this one right here, this changes basically the cluster screen. So you can bump it up and down. That's kind of your main screen there. So you can go into different views. And then if you want to go from a digital to analog view, you click it in, and there's your gauges right there. But I'll just click it in, go back to a digital view there. Something fun that I can do real quick is, you know, the car that we're sitting in is white, and we're seeing a white car up there. But let's say you've got like the cool like mint blue one or the copper color, and you want everything customized to your color. You can change that. So what you would do, I'll show you how that works, is you just press setup, and then you scroll until you see screen theme right there, /layout. Click that, and then you go to exterior color, and then just scroll the wheel and find the color of your car, and you'll kind of see this change as I scroll through it. It's kind of cool because it's always fun to have things customized to whatever your car you're driving. And then that will also reflect in all of your settings too. So something good to know, something fun. Down here, this is your drive mode selector. So by pushing it, you'll see that we'll just kind of bump through sport, eco, and comfort. So you've got comfort mode, that's going to be your just all-around balanced driving mode. Sport mode, the car is going to give you everything it's got. You'll definitely feel, you know, a power difference there. Everything will tighten up too with the suspension, the braking, and then the steering. And then eco, it's going to give you better range on the car. You're not going to feel as much power, and things will loosen up there as well. You'll notice another thing that happened when I push those. You'll see it says hold for my drive mode, and what most people prefer. So basically, my drive mode is a customizable drive mode that's kind of, you can tailor make your own drive mode, but what most people like is the snow mode. So you can pick it to be snow instead of my drive mode. How you do that is we're gonna go setup, and then vehicle, drive mode, and then this top one here, the custom. So instead of drive mode, we're gonna hit snow. I'm gonna go out of this screen. So now when I do that same thing, when I push this drive mode button, you'll see now it says hold the button for snow mode. So I'm going to press and hold that. So now we're in snow mode. What that's going to do is it's going to transfer more power to the front wheels to minimize wheel spin. And then it's also going to distribute torque a little bit more evenly, cut down power, just to make sure that you're not spinning your wheels out in the snow. Okay, so we covered that. Boost button, that's pretty fun. Basically, it gives you 483 horsepower for 10 seconds when you push that button. These are your these little paddle shifters back here. These are actually for regen braking. So you'll notice that you've got a minus sign on this one and a plus sign right here. So you can kind of increase the regen braking by pulling this up. You'll see there this little wave looking thing right there is telling you we're at a level 2, and then every time you pull that, you can move it up or down. And the intensity, the higher the intensity, the more power is going to go back to recharge the battery. So that's a good thing to kind of mess around. Some people love the highest setting because you barely even have to touch your brake pedal, and then some people like the lowest setting and they like to be able to coast as much as possible too. We're going to go down here. So air conditioning, it's pretty self-explanatory. Adjust your temperature right here. You can go into a manual mode. Right now it's just in auto, but you can hit these fans here to just go into a manual mode. And then you can even touch these little waves and dial in like where you want the airflow to go. if it's just you driving the car, push this driver only option right there. Instead of air conditioning the whole car, you can save on, you know, battery power by just going driver only. That'll get you a little bit more distance. And then make sure if you want the heat, you need to push the heat button as well. Let's see, and then yeah, you've got your sync button, meaning that everything that you do on the driver's side will match the passenger side. Front defrost, rear defrost, and then these are ventilated seats, heated seats, and heated steering wheel right there. Okay, we are going to go into map and navigation. So if I push map, brings up our map here. And now if you actually want to find something, you've got multiple ways of doing it. You can push nav and then search. Type in the address of what you're looking for. This is your space bar right there if you need to. Then you just hit OK, and then that will pull up you know, the closest results, or it'll just pull up the result for you. You can also use this talk button right here, this voice recognition button. Use that to your advantage. So not only does it make phone calls, but you can be driving around and you could do a quick push on it and say find Costco or find Walmart or whatever you're looking for. You can say, you know, a place of interest. You can even find a specific address too. So you would push it and say find address, and then it'll ask you what's the address you're looking for, and then you would say the address. They recommend that you use individual numbers, so don't say 140, say 140 east, whatever, and then the car will recognize things a little bit better. Once you find what you're looking for, it'll give you the option of saving it or setting it as a destination. So here, I'll just show you how that works. If I hit the, we're gonna go POI categories, and we'll just find, well, I guess we don't need a gas station since we're an electric car, right? So we're gonna go charging station, and we'll just do right here. So if I wanted to set it as a destination, I just click here, but if I wanted to actually save it, I could hit this little plus sign one right there. And now here you can save it as, you know, work, home, a favorite, or a safe place. You get a bunch of spots there. So there you go on that. Once you've got a destination set and it's going, you'll hear the voice giving you the guidance there. If you want to cancel it, there will be a little picture of like an X over here with, it'll be like a little squiggly line showing like a road with an X. That just means that's how you cancel your route. But once again, you can take advantage of your voice recognition button, and you can just do a quick push on that and say cancel route, and that will cancel your navigation. Hopefully that helps on that. Okay, moving on, we just got a few more things here. We're gonna go down here. So auto hold, so we covered all the seat stuff, but auto hold, what that does is it allows you to, I call this kind of like the park without being in park. If you push it, you'll see up here at the top in white, it says auto. Sorry, I know everything keeps getting in the way, but you push auto hold, it comes on in white, and then you can be in drive and come to a complete stop, and then auto hold will turn green, letting you know that it's holding the car in place. So the car won't roll forward or backward, even though you're in drive or reverse. It'll just hold you in place. I use that when I'm going through the drive-through. That's the best time for it, I think. And then this little parking view camera right here allows you to look around your car. You can push that button, and you can see different angles. And then you've even got a 360-degree view of your car, which is kind of cool. The other purpose for this button is actually for your remote parking, where you can have this car park itself by using this button. That is shown in another video, but basically, yeah, you just hold this button down while you creep along an open parking spot, and then it will guide you through the instructions on how to park your car. Okay, moving on. This is your, you got your HomeLink system right here, so you can program your garage door to one of those buttons. Up here, I always have this button turned on. That means the interior lights will come on if the door opens, but then you've got lights here, you've got lights here. And then if you need to call Genesis for anything, you can push this button right here and it'll call them. You have to have a connected services account set up for these buttons to work. This is the SOS button. Is they'll call their dispatch line, and then you open your, they call it the vision roof right here, so the glass doesn't actually open. Let's see, something I grabbed for you. I wanted to show you. This is part of your digital key right here. If you don't have a key on you, this is kind of a backup to your backup. So you can unlock your door just by holding this up to the door handle from the outside. And then you put this on your wireless charger, which is right there. And then you just hit your start button and then the car will start. So you can actually drive the car with that key. I think I covered pretty much everything that I can think of. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like this video. Hope you found it useful. And yes, subscribe to my channel and have a great day. Talk to you later.